Welcome to today's episode of Cozy Book Bites, where we curl up with a cup of something warm and dive into timeless stories that move us, guide us, and stay with us. Today we're exploring a modern classic, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, a soulful fable about dreams, purpose, and the quiet wisdom of the world. So settle in, take a deep breath, and let's journey through the sands of the desert together. Opening pages, The Boy and His Dream. We begin in the rolling hills of Andalusia, Spain, where a young shepherd named Santiago sleeps under the stars with a book and his flock. He's simple but thoughtful, a boy who traded seminary studies for the open skies because he longed for freedom, travel, and wonder. One night, Santiago has the same dream twice. A child appears and tells him to seek a hidden treasure at the foot of the Egyptian pyramids. Curious and stirred, he visits a gypsy woman who confirms what he already suspects. The dream means something. And then, as if the universe were listening, a mysterious old man appears. The King of Salem. This man calls himself Melchizedek, the King of Salem. He speaks to Santiago not in riddles but in truths. Santiago didn't know he already knew. He tells him about a person's personal legend, the one thing they were meant to do in life. Everyone starts off knowing their personal legend, he says, but few are brave enough to follow it. Melchizedek gives Santiago magical tokens, 2 stones named Urim and Thummim for guidance, and urges him to begin his journey to Egypt, even if it means selling his flock and leaving the only life he's known. When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. And so, Santiago begins, tangled in Tangier. His first stop is Tangier, across the strait in North Africa, a city loud with a language he doesn't speak and customs he doesn't understand. Very quickly, he's robbed of all his money. Here's where the story could have ended, but it doesn't. Santiago doesn't give up. He works for a crystal merchant, learning not only the trade, but the deeper truths of human nature. The merchant fears change and dreams he'll never chase. And Santiago sees what he might become if he gives up on his personal legend. With patience and hope, Santiago earns enough to continue his journey and sets off into the desert with a caravan, and a heart now wiser than when he left Spain. The desert, the Englishman, and alchemy. As the caravan crosses the vast sands, Santiago meets an Englishman who's searching for a mysterious figure known as the Alchemist, a man who can supposedly turn lead into gold and knows the secrets of the soul of the world. This idea of alchemy becomes more than just science or magic. It's a metaphor. Turning lead into gold mirrors the transformation we go through when we pursue our true path. The Englishman studies books. Santiago listens to the desert, watches the omens, and begins to understand the language of the universe.
Oasis, Santiago meets Fatima, a woman of the desert with eyes like the stars. They fall in love quickly, deeply. But Santiago must choose, stay for love, or go in search of his treasure. Fatima teaches him something profound, that true love doesn't hold you back. She tells him to go, and if he is hers, he will return. It's love not of possession, but of freedom. And so, with a heart fuller than ever, Santiago presses on. Meeting the alchemist. Eventually, Santiago finds the elusive alchemist, a man as mysterious as he is wise. Together, they travel further into the desert. The alchemist speaks of fear, courage, and transformation. He tells Santiago, listen to your heart. It knows all things, because it came from the soul of the world. They're captured by warring tribes, and Santiago, under pressure, must prove his connection with the universe. He watches the wind, listens to his heart, and, incredibly, performs a miracle. He turns into the wind. The message? We are capable of far more than we believe when we're in alignment with our true self. Amphora the treasure, full circle. Santiago finally reaches the pyramids of Egypt, exhausted but filled with wonder. He digs where he believes the treasure lies, and is again robbed. As he's beaten, one of the thieves laughs and tells him that he too once dreamed of a treasure, hidden beneath a sycamore tree in a ruined church in Spain. And Santiago realizes, the treasure was at home all along, right where his journey began. But this is not a story of trickery or a wild goose chase. It's a fable. Santiago had to go far to learn to listen, to love, to transform. The real treasure was never gold, but who he became in the process of seeking it. He returns to the church, finds the treasure, and plans to go back to Fatima, his love, waiting under the desert sky. Candle final thoughts. What the Alchemist teaches us. The Alchemist isn't just a story. It's a warm whisper to your soul. It tells us, your dreams matter. The universe is always speaking, if you learn to listen. The real journey is inward. Love is not a cage, it's wings. And even when life feels uncertain, you are always being guided. So if you're holding onto a dream, quietly, patiently, maybe it's time to take your first step. Because, as the book reminds us, tell your heart that the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself. Hot beverage, thanks for joining me today on Cozy Book Bites. I hope Santiago's story stays with you the next time you find yourself searching, not for treasure, but for yourself. If you love this summary, subscribe, leave a review, and cozy up again next time for another journey through pages that speak to the soul. Would you like me to turn this into a downloadable script or add background music and intro ideas for your podcast or YouTube video?